everybody. Welcome to Depot TV. I am your host, Sherry Jackson, Executive Director at the Depot, and we're so happy that you decided to spend an hour with us today. We have some great guests on tonight. We have John Calvin Abney, whose music I just love. Chris McDaniel, who I think is one of my favorite interviews of all time. And all of this fun stuff at Depot TV gets put together behind the scenes by Chase Spivey, who edits all these videos together. And I wanted to tell you something interesting about them. All three of these guys. I like being a creative person. I like working around creatives. We might have started out singing in show choir or taking piano lessons or doing whatever thing that we did sparked a love of all things creative. But luckily, when we can, many of us find a way to make it that thing we do with most of our time. And the same is true for Chase and John Calvin and Chris. They were all in a band together way back in the day. Their creative paths cross in a band called Firmer that played FRMR, that played the Nora Music Festival a couple of times, I think. Played around. It was an eclectic mix of creative people, and they were all three a part of it. And I tell you that just to say, isn't it great when creative people get a chance just to keep being creative and find their ways? Chris McDaniel, the Factory Obscura, Chase to owning his own media company, John Calvin and his fantastic new album. Enjoy today's show. Creatives are a pretty powerful part of everything that we do, and I'm happy to be around them and happy that we get to showcase them on with Depot TV.
I'm dreaming of Embarcadero. I'm waiting on a transit train. I'm wondering how heavy this loneliness could weigh. The autumn leaves of last year, I'd surely spring for a share. There was a time in my life when I could be anywhere. When this blows over, when this blows over, I'm coming over to see you, my friend. Pacific Highway, drive slow and learn fast. Checking your rearview mirrors, no window to your past. File through the photographs and recall where I've been. I close my eyes and will away the sighs till I hear the waves of Marin. When this blows over, when this blows over, I'm coming over to see you, my friend. I've been making lists of the missing and the missed, and we can summer together if we can winter this. When this blows over, when this blows over, when this blows over, when this blows over, I'm coming over to see you, my friend. This song is called Shine Like a Friend. Oh, anxious hand laid light on my bed. Take all my plans for today. Take a walk through town at golden hour, and what is not true will fade away. In the porcelain of dusk, in the dawn of red rust, we do what we must, and that's okay. Shine like a friend, in all that blooms will fade, and like the desert sand will blow away. Everyone sees something in the distance, far out of reach with their own lives. But we're stuck between coming and going, forever taking leave, saying goodbye. I tried to be everyone but me, and it took time to see, and that's okay. Shine like a friend, in all that blooms will fade, and like the desert sand will blow away. Maybe I won't, I can't say. Maybe I won't, I can't say.
guys, it's me, Sherry. And guess what this is? It's a commercial. Actually, it's a commercial for commercials. We have time on Depot TV in space, and we need some partners to help support Depot TV and keep it going. But you know what we got? We got this platform and audiences every week. And if you sell a thing or provide a service or just want to support us and say thanks, or if you have a shout out or something you want people to know about, you could become a partner at the Depot and have some commercial time of your very own. So give us a call at 405-307-9320 or email us at office@normandepot.org and find out how this commercial space could be your commercial space. Thanks. Hi, everybody. I am so happy to be here with our beloved musician who is kind of from Norman, but kind of not, John Calvin Abney. Welcome, John.
It's good to see you. How you been?
I'm good. I am hanging in. I am happy for the springtime and the sunshine and the hope that this time is meaning that we might have more times back together.
They're coming, I'm sure of it.
Yeah. How about you? How are you holding up?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm working on some new recordings and playing, doing session work, playing with a couple different bands, and just holding out for the day that we can all, scream and sweat in the same room again.
No, seriously, man, all the hugs, raising a glass, listening to some music. I cannot wait. I'm chomping at the bit for it to happen.
I know, and the Depot being one of those places.
We definitely love our music at the Depot and our musicians, and you are one of them. Funnily enough, I love telling this story because I had no idea how amazing you were the first time I saw you. You came walking into the Depot on a second Friday, with your guitar case, and you just walked in and pulled up a chair and sat down and started playing. And I went, "Who's that?" Because I had just been hired at the Depot. It was my very first second Friday. I had never been around what the Depot did. I mean, I'd been on a volunteer team for Summer Breeze forever. But then you just sat down and started playing. And I remember just sitting across the room and going, wow, this happens in here? I am in the right place.
Man, and that particular room, man, and the folks that have always been involved with that organization, that space have always been so supportive of the folks that have, been fostering and cultivating the art of music and song in Norman. And I think I told Mark McClellan like a long time ago, I was very young. I said, this is probably one of my favorite rooms to sing in Norman because, of course, the reverb and the space, just calls for, voice and song, but it's the double whammy. It's the grand slam. It's the whole experience.
Yeah, we like it. We like it a lot.
I think someone's cutting down a tree outside my window. I'm going to shut my window real quick.
You go right ahead. Shut down your window.
Easy as that. There we go.
Look at that. Boom. Well, I was about to say I was going to apologize to everybody because this seemed to be the morning all my neighbors are mowing lawns. So if you hear all that,
someone's
that's what's happening too.
Door, I guess.
So right before this interview, I just found out that I may be the only person on planet Earth that did not know that you were the founding drummer of the punk band Pool Boy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Is that where you started with punk music?
No. I was very much into post rock and roll and classic stuff and psychedelic stuff and Jimi Hendrix and Led Zeppelin stuff when I was in my teens. I didn't really write a lot of songs in my teen years, but around, I think I was 19, I felt, I don't know how many people just start playing punk rock in their 20s. So I thought, I better start a punk band. And so my friend Marty Landers, who's now, I believe, a psychologist in the Pacific Northwest, she and I started a duo called Pilgrim and Pine. And that was my first time writing music and playing guitar and singing in a punk band. But I've always been a huge fan of Early Beat and Sean Barker and Michael Loveland, both really wonderful Normanites. Two of my favorite songwriters too in Norman. And they, I think they wanted to make music, and I always wanted to be an Early Beat growing up. So, I just, I egged them on, and I said, we should start a band. And we started a band called Pool Boy, and that was I was 22, and I'm 32 last week. So I think we've been a band for 10 years now.
Wow, that's really cool. And your music has evolved so much in those 10 years.
Yeah.
I love the songs that you write, and the new album has such a lovely sound. It's
Thank
so really, and it feels like something a little different for you, the sound that's on that album.
Familiar Ground, I've always, I cut my teeth at the deli playing with bands, and, Camille Harp and the Damn Quails were kind enough to allow me to be a part of their, of that experience. And I always tried to sing like them. I always tried to sing like the Quails or like Camille, or, I always felt like I wanted to command a strong, powerful voice on stage. And, I realized that, as an instrumentalist, I could achieve that. But as a vocalist and as a songwriter, I was a little bit more, I guess I wrote songs that weren't exactly, born for like a rowdy room, and so it was always harder for me to transform those songs live, without singing in a voice that was easier for me to sing in.
Yeah.
So these songs in particular, I feel like over the past few records, I've been singing more in my range and more in my my comfort zone. I feel like a lot of that had to do with the fact that I haven't been able to play live in a while, because of the pandemic.
That's a really interesting thought that might have turned those songs into something a little more intimate because it wasn't with a crowd in mind.
Yeah, and I've always thought, touring in my early 20s and through my middle 20s, it was always like, I need to be able to capture people, I need to be able to, like, within the first songs, be like, I need to get everyone together. And so I was trying to sing like, Camille and Parker Millsap and John Fulbright and Brian White, and I was trying Kirsten even, all of these folks have very powerful, captivating voices that can really grab an audience like that. And I wasn't, I don't have those kind of pipes. So, for me, it was a matter of, taking a different route and trying to find my voice.
And I think there's something really lovely though about you. Your lyrics are terrific, and there's something lovely about your voice. It is intimate and it draws you into a song. So as opposed to those other folks who might just blast out to an audience, what I love is listening to you. I feel like your audiences lean in, and I think that's something really special.
Well, I appreciate that. I feel, the folks that, all those folks I mentioned prior were massive inspirations to me, and, I feel as if, they found their voices, and I very much wanted to find mine. And, sometimes it takes a while.
So you're in Austin, Texas right now. What are you working on?
I'm playing, I'm doing a lot of session work down here. I'm playing piano for a couple bands, including Wild Child and Night Blooms.
Nice.
You know, I'm working on a couple different projects of my own, which will be rolling out over the next 12 to 14 months, I hope. And yeah, you know, just working in the bedroom studio and working in some other studios and just learning. I've taken a lot of this time to become possibly a better piano player in the interim, because I find that instrument really speaks to me a lot. And yeah, you know, guitars something that I came to first, and so now I'm just trying to pick up other instruments and trying to understand music in some other ways, so I can, I don't know, get a fresh perspective, so I can write and compose different, on different arenas, and working on a little bit of commercial music. Uh,
Oh,
just trying to take as many avenues as I can. The multiple
absolutely.
paths to the same summit.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you for being here with us today. Thank you for sharing your music with us. Watching you is it's definitely been a journey over 10 years, and it's a really fun one. I like
Well,
the places you go.
Norman, Oklahoma, and the Depot are two places that have indelibly shaped me into the musician I am, and
Mm.
I do not take it for granted, nor does it escape me that Norman is a special place, and that I love it very dearly.
Awesome. Well, anytime you're in town, friend, we'll throw a stage up, get a PA system, and have a party.
Let's make it happen.
All right. Thanks, everybody. John Calvin Abney. Thanks, John.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. Hi, everybody. We are here today with our guest, Chris McDaniel. Hi, Chris.
Hello, how you doing, Sherry?
I'm good. How about you?
Good.
Good. For
Mhm.
those who might not know, Chris is an artist and a musician. If at least at one point you were a musician. I actually don't know if you're still doing music.
I like still. I don't really play in a band or anything these days, but
Right?
music is very dear to my heart. So
Absolutely. Mine too. Mine too. I am fascinated with your work and I have so many questions. I'm not entirely sure where to start, but maybe we start with where are you from? Are you an Oklahoman, born and raised? Are you a transplant?
um, I was actually born in Oklahoma City, but I lived in Norman my whole life. Um, so I haven't
Okay,
really ever gotten out of the state to establish myself anywhere else.
great.
There's always been something going on here that I've been interested in doing.
Hmm.
Uh, Too many people leave, honestly. So
You
felt
know, I
safe.
left, but I came back. I left for a little while. I jokingly say to some people, all roads lead right back to Norman. Uh, but you're right. I think there's a lot of interesting things happen. So Norman, and then there was music, a part of your world, and then there
Mhm.
was art. Was art always something you did?
Um, I don't remember a time when I wasn't interested in drawing really that much. I
Mhm.
mean, I do have a couple of very specific memories about when things clicked in my mind. Um,
Yeah.
I remember sitting in my kitchen one time, and my mom would she was always giving me paper from her work that was left over, and I started drawing something, and I wasn't satisfied with it or something. I pushed it away, and it like got turned upside down on accident, and
Ah,
I really liked the way it looked upside down. So I pulled the paper back towards me and just completed the piece right side up with the initial part of it upside down. And I don't know, I was really happy with it.
wow.
And it wasn't really anything. I kind of remember there was like I don't know, like a shape in the middle that kind of reminded me of like maybe a mining cart or something. It was like a
Okay.
trapezoidal kind of shape, but
Yes.
uh, I'm not exactly sure where that piece is today or what it even looks like, really. But
But that's where it all started. You mentioned trapezoid, and one of the things I had in mind to ask you was, are you a big fan of math and geometry? Were you good at those in school? Were those a thing that you liked doing?
I was really good at math initially.
Yeah.
I think somewhere around it's like algebra or trigonometry. I was getting interested in other things in my life, and music and various other things,
Right.
and less interested in that aspect of school.
The reason I ask about math is because there's something sort of like geometry meets Salvador Dali about the way that you put your colors together. And the way that your shapes all fit together. So I just wondered if geometry was something that you'd enjoyed or felt very natural around, because the way that you play with shape and color, there's something mathematical to it.
I like to tile, I guess would be the tie-in.
Okay.
Like I like to take an object and repeat it. And twist it around, and a lot of my stuff starts out as just like a little piece of DNA, and it will just keep replicating itself. And most of my successful stuff, when I'm feeling really good about a work, it will be when I start drawing something and the DNA clicks, and then it starts to create a complexity that emerges that I wouldn't have realized was there. Like I look for that sort of thing. The unexpected. Actually, that brings me to something I would like to talk about.
Sure.
About just my approach to art. I think a lot of there's this old I don't know what you call it. It's like where you have a block of marble and you can see the image inside of it, and you draw the image out of it, and it's in your mind first. And that's like kind of the opposite approach to what I do, because when I look at a material, I don't really see what the final thing is going to be. I look for what I find interesting about it, and what I find unique about it, and what works about it, and then let it just kind of go out. And if it stops working, I stop and I reassess. But I generally will just try to push it to as far as it can go. I'm trying to think of a good example. I've actually got, this would tie in well to some physical examples.
Let's go. Let's see. I love that you are in your space and that you have things to show. Let's play a little show and tell, and see what you've got.
This is one of my favorite materials. You probably recognize it. Pactech is the company that makes it, and it comes on beer and various other things. But what I do is I chop it up, and I've turned it into like a tile.
Oh wow!
And then and that becomes tiled into something bigger.
Wow!
So then I'll have and then I'll add little things to it. Like we've got these little like eyepieces and stuff.
I love those. What are those eyepieces made out of?
These are actually. I'll give you a real close zoom in. I had an eye injury a long time ago. I don't know if you can see what's going on with my eye, but I had a piece of a thermos blow off part of my eye.
Oh!
In a tragic thermos accident.
Thermos accidents are the worst.
Yeah. They really are.
They are.
So it's like, I can't remember what they call it. Impact cataract trauma, something like that.
Yeah. Wow.
There's a lot of jargon. But yeah, so back to this stuff. Then like I got the whole suit. Complete with like arms and stuff.
Oh.
And these guys, okay, I've made a couple of these. This is the more advanced one as far as the arm goes, because it has a better claw. But it
wow. That is amazing. Wow. Wearable 3D functional art. I want one. Oh, Chris, that's amazing. How long did it take you to make that arm?
too long. These tiles take a while because you got to cut and you got to poke holes and you got to.
Yeah.
Everyone, I have like a factory where this is not it's assembly line kind of by me in stages.
Right.
Hand. So one of these might take me 5-10 minutes maybe. So you can imagine how long this takes.
Good grief, that's dedication. But it's really spectacular.
It's not for really any purpose though, other than to see it done. It's not like I have a deadline for this or anything.
Right.
So that's the repurposed materials. A lot of this stuff is just other person's trash. And then the key to tying it all is these little guys. My favorite attachment material.
Yes.
Zip tie.
Zip ties. Love a zip tie.
These things are great.
Yeah, they're amazing.
You can drill a hole in just about anything and attach it together with these things.
You can. I used to work in theater, and I can't tell you how many set pieces, props, pieces of costume, zip ties are spectacular.
And they
would you mind? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was tangenting.
I was going to say, would you mind if we went ahead and looked at the slideshow that we put together of some of your 2D works? Because I'm really fascinated by those as well, because there's just so much detail. This first series of all of these faces you did. When you say that you start and you don't know what the finish is going to look like, is that true here? Do you know there's going to be a face or?
When I started the series, it wasn't true. I was just doing abstract stuff, and then I did kind of happen upon symmetry is an important part of like arranging chaos. So like if I start drawing something that makes absolutely no sense and then mirror it, then I can kind of get a starting point for something. And I was getting a lot of faces that way. So I just decided to make a face series, and that kind of made it easier. Then I could just kind of set out, and I would usually start with like bridge of the nose and like work to the eyes and kind of work out.
And work out. Okay.
That one's a little different. It's kind of the ones that are direct on for that series. Then the rest of the stuff is just kind of that same approach of just drawing until something makes sense. But enjoying every curve along the way. Like that's the other important part. Is that like I don't get anywhere by getting. I have to enjoy every region. There's no like throwaway areas, I guess is the way to put it. So I get in trouble if I like with backgrounds are a big problem for me because I want to make them just like the foreground. I'm just like, oh, it's in the background, but it's not. But it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
so they are kind of flat. But
I just think they're wildly creative and so fun. And you can tell that they're not, thank you, Kyle. I think you can tell that there's something really recognizable about a face, but it's so complex. The composition is so complex. It's really fun.
Thank you. I think it's like a kind of like a balance act, like you just keep adding details until it feels finished.
All right. So there were a couple more things you wanted to show us in your studio space, and I'm loving show and tell. Let's have more.
Okay, cool. I'll show you one I made for Halloween a couple of years ago.
Okay.
It was the last Halloween we were allowed to go outside. So this is just kind of my backdrop. It kind of make me disappear. It's not really.
Okay. And I can't wait to see it. I think it's oh my goodness. What? That is tremendous. Look at that. I love that you made that. Wow. That's terrific. That's too cool, Chris.
Thank you.
Unbelievable. Oh my goodness. This is the best show and tell ever. And do we have one more?
Okay. This one's actually from a show I did with the Factory Obscura collective up in the city, and it's part of their collection. So I'm borrowing it back to replicate it because I want to have another one. But
Got it.
To go back. But it's a little trash dragon.
A trash dragon. Okay. Oh, look at his face. Wow. And the wings. Trash dragon.
Got a little kind of shrimp tail kind of thing going on.
That's spectacular.
Thank you.
Oh, Chris, this has been so much fun getting to talk to you and see your work and your process and the things you do. I'm just absolutely in love with all of it. I'm so impressed. It's really amazing. Thank you so much for being here today and for being willing to share your space and your costumes and your art. We appreciate it very much. This has definitely been a very smiley interview. This is great.
Thank you so much, Terry. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome. I hope we get to see you again soon, Chris. Have a great day. Thanks.
You too. Bye.
Everybody, Chris McDaniel, artist of Factory Obscura. Wow.
I sort of met Wolfman Jack.
Really?
At that picnic. Yeah, we
is it like the scene in American Graffiti?
Well, not quite, but and I was a huge fan of whenever I was in high school. I used to listen to Wolfman Jack on the radio a lot. You could pick him up from XCRF in Del Rio, and my high school band, if we were driving back from gigs late at night, which we did quite often, you could tune him in and hear him. So I'd been listening to him for a long time. And by that time, he was on the Midnight Special TV show and stuff too. And anyway, we were backstage and we were on somebody's bus just hanging out. I can't remember whose bus it was, but I was hanging out on this bus with our manager, Pat Toomey. And we're just sitting there chatting with some folks, and then the door in the back of the bus opened, and out comes Wolfman, and just walked through the bus and said hi to everybody. And I swear this is true. Everybody was like saying, "Hey, Wolfman!" Everybody was doing their Wolfman Jack imitation.
Oh no!
I think he dug it because everybody just, "Hey, Wolfman!"
Of course,
like, you just couldn't help but do it.
Yeah,
that's one of the more memorable things that happened during that picnic. But it was pretty interesting.
Hi, guys. It's me, Sherry. And guess what this is? It's a commercial. Actually, it's a commercial for commercials. We have time on Depot TV and space, and we need some partners to help support Depot TV and keep it going. But you know what we got? We got this platform and audiences every week. And if you sell a thing or provide a service or just want to support us and say thanks, or if you have a shout out or something you want people to know about, you could become a partner in the Depot and have some commercial time of your very own. So give us a call at 405-307-9320 or email us at office@normandepot.org and find out how this commercial space could be your commercial space. Thanks.
whisper and shout, and despair and doubt, they can knock until they are sore. I'm never around, I'm a picture without sound, and I'm a ceiling without a floor. But even in this fabulous confusion, don't get excited much anymore. Well, our place in town is being stripped down into gunpowder, grease, and gears. So where will we go to sing and dance slow and reeling our remaining years? We're wrapped up in airs as we try not to care, as our hobbies become chores. But down here every night is a weekend. I don't get excited much anymore. I might buy the place and clean up its face, find a payment I can't afford. But I wouldn't change, I would just rearrange that jukebox and dartboard. Rumors need rest, there's plastic in the press, and each of you can keep the score. 'Cause down here every night is a weekend. I don't get excited much anymore. I'm gonna ride Point Reyes all the way to Fairbanks, learn to be a patient man. And when I get there, someone will have me a chair, open the door and strike up the band. In a New York minute, in a country mile, could have been with a heart, a red light that wouldn't turn. But like good luck or high tide, I'll return. And there's a life between, you can call it history, carried away by the minute hand. And I know it fell through mine, washed up on the shoreline of a broken promised land. In a New York minute, in a country mile, I'm taking my own time, it'll probably be a while. Standing on the outside, always looking in, not seeing who I am, only what I could have been. With a heart, a red light that wouldn't turn. But like good luck or high tide, I'll return. Like good luck or high tide, I'll return.
Hi, did you stick around this far? Did you think it was done and you clicked and you went away? You're going to be sorry if you did that, because if you stuck around this far, and if sometime tonight you just write mine in the comments, we're going to enter you in a drawing for a Depot tote bag that you could take to Summer Breeze and fill with all your gear. So just scroll down below this video and type mine, and your name is entered in a drawing. And we'll draw sometime this week. And maybe it could be you.